Well, definitely the attendance rates for Cougar athletics games have been going down forever. They've just been going down, and that's a problem because the Cougar athletics program just entered the CIS, which is the next level of university athletics. So they'll be competing against schools like University of Calgary, University of Lethbridge, University of Alberta. So they're playing with the big boys now. Some of the reasons that we've noticed is that they're just not aware. They don't know the timing. A lot of them don't know where the games are even held. So because of that, they just don't come. A lot of them also say that they're busy, and a lot of them just cannot connect to the athletes or to the teams. They identify themselves as Mount Royal students, but to them, that doesn't mean that they're a Cougar. There was an article in Maclean's magazine. They actually did a study on Canadian universities compared to the United States, and across the board, Canadian universities don't have as much passion for their varsity sports programs, but through talking with the marketing director of Mount Royal and the different departments, and even some other studies that we've done, we've seen that Mount Royal students are passionate about their school. One of the big things is because Mount Royal, because there is some student pride here, we want to be able to bring that out and give the students a way to express that. And since they don't identify themselves as Cougars, we really suggested to the athletics department that they focus on the Mount Royal brand instead of the Cougars brand.
One of the things we did throughout our research is we took a look at some secondary sources, and one of the ones we looked at ranked universities nationally. And it was a Globe and Mail survey, and it actually ranked Mount Royal second in the country in terms of overall student satisfaction and campus atmosphere, as well as first in the country in things like student-faculty interaction and face-to-face things. So the spirit definitely exists, but there's just not really an outlet for it right now. Overwhelmingly that's not the right strategy. Like our athlete survey, only 2% of athletes agreed that students felt a connection with the Cougars themselves. It's generally within Canadian schools, attendance just isn't as high as it is in American schools. And there's a bunch of different factors for it, like level of play is different, but overall, like attendance just by the numbers and by the percentage of the student population, although it's not incredibly high, it's a lot higher than we have at Mount Royal, and it's kind of what we're aspiring to, at least for this point, in terms of what's feasible. One of the things we noticed is within Mount Royal, they went to the ACAC championship last year with the hockey team. Within the championship games, there was over 300 students that attended. At an average Mount Royal hockey game, there's only 17. So there's definitely an impact on winning, and then just that overall feeling of school spirit. And that's where we were coming from, is like, it's not about the Cougars, it's about Mount Royal. When Mount Royal is doing well, people show up. So it's not just about Mount Royal doing well, but it's about promoting that Mount Royal school spirit.
I think for sure we'll start to see a change. And one more thing with that is we suggested that they should focus on first-year students, because if you're going to make a Cougars fan, you have to start from the beginning. And if you can get them in their first year, then you'll have them for the rest as well. So I think with that kind of a strategy, it'll definitely be possible, and it will be sustainable, because that will carry forward. As more and more people come to games, they'll bring more and more of their friends, and they'll definitely get the attendance rates up.
Just a hard hit, buddy. I really worked hard putting together a program a couple of years ago to increase student attendance, and that worked really well. We were just getting more of our student athletes out there to make connections and try to get people out to the games. And over 3 years, we saw a 98% increase in that target market, which was fantastic. And it's tapered off a bit now, which is to be expected. But just trying to get that school spirit and get people to show their Cougar pride and get out there, and it's always been a challenge for us. So, but it starts very young. So the families start, and people might be starting to go to like university sport games when they're like 5 years old, and they grow up with it, wearing that color, supporting that. And so I think in the States there's more of that. It's more of a culture, whether you have someone, you know, someone playing or not, is just ingrained in it.
So we suggested things like just demonstrating the school colors. I mean, do you know what the school colors are? A lot of people don't. It's 2 colors of blue and white. The school mascot, in one of the surveys that was done, a lot of people couldn't even identify what our school mascot was. It is a cougar, so in case anyone didn't know.